Run through the tape. In life, never give up. Run through the tape.
Well, Steph Curry hasn't embarrassed anybody yet, but he does have 10 points, and his team is up by 11, 55-44 at the break, with the Warriors looking for an 11th straight win. Sprint halftime report here from Atlanta. Welcome in, everybody. Matt Weiner with some old friends here. Three-peat champions with the LA Lakers, Rick Fox, Brian Shaw, Shaquille O'Neal right over here. Although somebody pointed out, you guys are also all former Celtics. Not together, but all former Celtics.
Yeah, different times.
Yeah.
You don't have any memories to share because you weren't there at the same time, but you were former Celtics. Warriors lead it, looking for an 11th straight win and their 62nd win of the season here. Steph Curry could well wind up winning the MVP award at season's end, but there are a lot of folks who look at this team and feel like Andrew Bogut might be the linchpin to their playoff hopes, and he got off to a great start in this game. 6 points, 5 boards, couple of blocks in the first quarter. What does he do that is so important to that team?
Well, I think that, he does all the intangibles. He clogs the lane, and probably the most underrated part of this team, you run it here, he's a rim protector. People don't really think of a rim protector, but here you see him patrolling the lane, gets a block. Also, the vision that he has. He rebounds the ball, outlets it, gets the break started, which is another underrated part of the game. And everybody's always preoccupied with the Splash Brothers. He's a high percentage shooter on the blocks as well, so when they throw it in, he can score inside as well.
Really passes as well, and you heard Brent Barry mention it during the broadcast. They're 52-7 when Andrew Bogut plays, just 9-6 when he's off the floor, and it's part of this Warriors team's great depth that they have Bogut, and they have guys like David Lee, a former All-Star, and Maurice Spates, a shooting machine, available to them on a night without Draymond Green.
I stated earlier, the first game, you could be the greatest player, 1-2 punch. When you have others that come out to play, especially others that can play, it makes it easier on you. Right here, David Lee, the WCW, the white Chris Webber, this is what he does. He hustles, he goes plays. So you know what? We're going to feed him. We're going to call a play for you, big fella. Go to work. And Spates right here, Spates, we love you. Shoot this shot because we know you're going to make most of them. And it makes it easier for Clay and the other guy just come out and play hard because we have others that can come out and play. I know it for a fact because I play with a lot of great others that helped me get to the next level. And I still think Golden State will win this year.
We'll win it all.
That's what I think.
Steph Curry's the other guy, right?
Yes.
The other guy. Okay.
Klay Thompson, Steph Curry.
Yes, Klay Thompson, the other guy.
Right.
Steph Curry, the MVP candidate. What's fascinating about this, the Warriors have won almost everything there is to win at this point. They've already wrapped up their first division title in, 39 years. They've wrapped up the top seed in the West. There's not much else to play for here, and yet they keep playing. How hard is it to overcome just human nature at this point in the season if you've got all these things already ticked off?
It's extremely difficult. We've been guilty of this, haven't we, Shaq and Brian? Look, this is a time of year when you're playing teams that are completely out of the mix. This Phoenix Sun team is out of the mix. But what we hear and see here is the start of a game where they're a little loose, they're a little careless. Turnovers start and send this team on the wrong course, but they corrected it. You're not going to win a championship being loose with the ball. And three things that have worked effectively all season long for the Golden State Warriors is they've moved the basketball, they've defended, and they've taken care of the ball. Tonight they didn't start that way, but if they're going to be a championship team like you expect them to be, Shaq, they got to protect the ball. And it starts with that guy, Steph Curry, because he sets the tone.
I said this the other day, Rick. See if you and B-Shaw agree with me. They're playing lackadaisical first half, but it seems to me they have a switch. We had that switch because I can remember sometimes in timeouts, B-Shaw, you calling me out. Come on, Shaq, you're messing around. And then all of a sudden we click that switch. You think these guys have that switch?
Well, that's left to be seen. One of the things you talk about our situation, we had won multiple championships. San Antonio's done it before. So you know that they can flip the switch. This team hasn't been there and hasn't done that yet, so that, that's going to be interesting to see.
I'm curious to know from you, from a coaching point of view, if you're opposing the Warriors in a playoff series and have a chance to really scrutinize and scout them for weeks at a time, what do you think folks will come up with in terms of ways to attack them over a series?
Well, I think one of the things you have to do is, and even though Steph Curry's defense has improved and the Warriors' defense overall has improved, I think you have to make him defend on the other end. He can't use all his energy, he or Klay Thompson, just using their energy to score the ball. So I think that whoever Steph Curry is guarding, you have to go at him, try to get fouls on him, and make him expend as much energy as you can on the defensive end.
Suns shooting just 36% in the first half, and they trail it by 11 in Oakland. More of the Sprint halftime report coming up here from Atlanta.
Welcome to the Sprint halftime report. Check out the Sprint Cut Your Bill event today. Visit sprint.com/half-price.
More data, more highlights. Rockets on a roll these days. James Harden and Houston looking to stake a claim to the number 2 spot in the Western Conference. They were in Dallas tonight. Dwight Howard, rebound, stick back dunk. Better team with Dwight on the floor, obviously. He works his way back from that knee injury. Jason Terry breaks the tie at 95. And the Rockets hit 8 straight free throws down the stretch. Dirk Nowitzki to Monta Ellis. This could have tied it.
Oh.
It did not. Houston's won 9 of 11. They creep past the Grizzlies into second in the West. Real deal. Final Four Saturday, just 2 days away now. Shaq has already predicted Wisconsin will take down Kentucky. 3 Eastern time on TBS. It's at the Final Four, presented by Infinity, hosted by Dennis Miller, featuring a special appearance by The Rock. Shaq is inexplicably not part of that show. And on Final Four weekend, watch the traditional telecast on TBS, you know that. Or for coverage geared specifically toward your team, tune to TNT or True TV for Team Stream, presented by Bleacher Report. Middle of the road traditional coverage on TBS, homer coverage of Duke and Kentucky on TNT, Michigan State and Wisconsin on True TV. Shaq says go Badgers.
Never said that.
You've been watching the Sprint halftime report. Check out the Sprint Cut Your Bill event today. Visit sprint.com/half-price.